Oh, so much better. Hi. Thank you so much for finding me. I am the Cyber Siren. I am a cybersecurity engineer and researcher who works behind the screen. Here, I want to keep IT security simple. Okay, I've done a little teeny short about this, but let's talk about it. Your online life is like living in an apartment building or maybe a condo or co-op building. What do I mean? So if you own your device, you live in a co-op, you live in a condo, you own your unit, your device, maybe your pictures, maybe some other parts of your data, but not much. And like in a condo or a co-op building, you share resources. You share water, you share power, you share walls. You have a common area, you have a rooftop, a little lounge, maybe the gym. You share these things, even though you own your unit. Now, if you don't own your device, you're renting it, or it's through your job, you, my lovely user, my digital darling, live in an apartment. You don't own it. Noisy. No sound effects because I need to keep the window open because it is hot where I am, and I'm getting hot talking about cybersecurity and being online because I get so excited. You probably don't own your data, and if you don't own your unit, your phone, your device, yes, you live in an apartment. So we've got those two different parts here. Let's talk about apps. Apps, no matter what, even if you own your phone, are little teeny apartments that you interact with. It's just like when you are in New York City, and as I've said, you need to treat your online life just like you live in New York City. Stuff on one block, it's all very similar online, and it's open 24/7, 365, just like New York, kind of. I want you to consider these apps. These apps are just little apartments. You rent them, maybe you pay a monthly fee, maybe you don't, maybe you give up your data for free 99 service. Either way, just think of them as little apartments. Within those little apartments, you don't get to know the security standards that the little apps do or don't have. By renting apartment buildings or interacting with the renting in the apartment building, you need to understand your data may or may not be protected. Number one, you don't get to decide how many times your data is copied, something we call around here replication. Go tell your friends about it. They will be so excited to learn about replication online. It just means copies of your data. You, my digital darling, have no insight into what that is, how many times it is copied or replicated, and where it is stored. Like literally where it is stored. If that app goes away, well, then what happens to your data? Because here in the US of A, we have very little control over our data. We don't have data security online. Just spill the tea. It is best for you to do a couple of things online. Number one, never trust, always verify. If someone is love bombing you, if someone is sliding into your DMs, if you are getting a random text or a phone call, it is not Nana, and it is definitely not Jeff from 3 years ago. It is highly likely a threat actor, attacker, or hacker trying to pose as Jeff or Nana, okay? You need to verify before you trust. Just like living in New York City. Kind of don't trust everything that walks by you or says something. You just keep on walking and you verify before you let someone in or start talking to someone. So since you kind of sort of have no control over your data, this again brings back to why you need to secure everything that you can. One thing I see, and I absolutely love this, is I notice on Reddit, people really don't use their names on Reddit. Wonder why? I would love for everyone to go back to when you had a screen name. If you had a screen name, raise your hand up high. I had several. I'm in the process of literally redoing a lot of my usernames across accounts, and especially like my banking and health accounts, making sure that they are not tied to my name. So if it was exposed, it's like the most boring account name that there is. I mean, who in the world wants to hack into like 001 001 3546? They're like, what in the world is this account? Is it juicy? Is it not juicy? I don't know. Whatever. It's a bunch of numbers. This is less appealing to a threat actor. But again, you have to manage it. You have to do the hefty lifting. I know this is not fair. And I know that in a lot of ways, this is not fun. You're like, what I like to do for fun is probably not what you like to do for fun, or it could be, who knows, something to consider of like starting to remove your name as much as possible online, and especially with social accounts. Now, if you're an influencer and you make money off from your name, that's a different conversation. If you want to be more secure, start giving yourself a screen name, like on Reddit, okay? You probably don't want to tie your Reddit screen name with like other stuff too. Just a pro tip. Back to the condo building. You do not have control over how much memory, unless you buy it. So what's memory? Of course, it's how many gigabytes or maybe terabytes you rent from the cloud, a data center in Ohio. You do not get to control what that is, my digital darling, unless you expand it. But a lot of chatbots and a lot of like just basic apps or apps that do not have a subscription fee, they have a limit. They have to, because unlimited storage is just like your house. Do you have unlimited storage at your house? No. If you're like me, you probably have a storage unit because you have so much stuff. It's the same thing online, except you can think about the little storage unit getting replicated over and over. I know this is crazy, but stick with me here. In the condo building, it is infinite, or at least that's what people seem to think it is. The condo building is constantly getting built out and built up every hour of every day. I have no say over how much water pressure there is because there is no HOA. There is no co-op board. You do not get to say that if there is a electric shortage, how it's affecting you. No, you have been part of an outage where maybe your social account went down, maybe an app you couldn't access because of work, maybe your email did something crazy because the server wasn't connecting to you, my beautiful client. This is how this stuff works. We don't get a say in it. We have accepted the MVP of products in tech. It means the minimum viable product. Ugh. We accepted this. And we, if you don't want to be part of this, need to start removing yourself, where you can start deteching your wonderful life, just like I've been doing. Removing, not adding more. Something to consider. Thank you so much for finding me, and I will see you on another video. Bye.